The United States stands as a global superpower. Its elections reverberate far beyond its borders. The 2024 election is particularly significant. The outcome will shape the future of the Middle East. This region is of vital strategic importance. It is also a hotbed of complex geopolitical issues. The Middle East is home to crucial energy resources. It is also grappling with long-standing conflicts. These include the Israeli-Palestinian conflict and the Syrian civil war. The U.S. election will impact these issues. It will also influence the lives of millions in the region. The two leading candidates, Donald Trump and Kamala Harris, offer starkly different visions. Their foreign policy approaches diverge significantly. This is particularly true regarding the Middle East. Trump's approach has been unconventional and transactional. Harris has pledged a return to diplomacy and multilateralism. The world is watching closely. The stakes are high. The 2024 U.S. election will have profound and lasting consequences for the Middle East. The region's future hangs in the balance. Donald Trump's presidency has been marked by a departure from traditional U.S. foreign policy. This is particularly evident in the Middle East. Trump has cultivated close ties with Israel. He has taken a hard line against Iran. He has also shown a willingness to engage with authoritarian leaders. Trump's approach has been praised by some. They point to his decision to move the U.S. Embassy in Israel to Jerusalem. They also applaud his withdrawal from the Iran nuclear deal. These moves, they argue, have advanced U.S. interests. However, Trump's approach has also drawn criticism. Critics argue that it has destabilized the region. They point to the increased tensions with Iran. They also highlight the lack of progress on the Israeli-Palestinian peace process. Trump's potential return to the White House raises many questions. Would he continue his unconventional approach? Would he further align the U.S. with Israel? How would he deal with Iran? The answers to these questions have significant implications for the Middle East. Kamala Harris represents a stark contrast to Donald Trump. She is a seasoned politician with a deep understanding of foreign policy. Harris has pledged to restore America's global leadership. She has also promised to prioritize diplomacy and multilateralism. In the Middle East, Harris has signaled a shift from Trump's policies. She supports a two-state solution to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Harris is willing to re-engage with Iran diplomatically. Her approach has been welcomed by some in the region. They see her as a more predictable and reliable partner. They also hope she will prioritize human rights and democratic values. However, others are more cautious. They question whether Harris will deliver on her promises. They worry she may revert to Obama-era policies. Harris's potential presidency represents a significant departure from Trump. Her approach to the Middle East is likely to be more traditional and less transactional. It remains to be seen how her policies will play out in practice. Palestinians have long been wary of U.S. policy in the Middle East. They view both Democrats and Republicans as biased towards Israel. This skepticism has only deepened under the Trump administration. Trump's decision to recognize Jerusalem as Israel's capital was met with outrage by Palestinians. They saw it as further proof of U.S. bias. Trump's peace plan, which heavily favors Israel, was also rejected by the Palestinians. Palestinians are not optimistic about a potential Harris presidency either. They doubt her willingness to challenge Israel. They also question her commitment to a just and lasting peace. For Palestinians, the 2024 U.S. election presents a difficult choice. Neither candidate offers much hope for a change in U.S. policy. They are likely to remain skeptical of whoever wins. Their struggle for self-determination will continue. Section 5: Turkey's tightrope walk, navigating uncertain terrain. Turkey, a NATO member and regional power, is closely watching the U.S. election. The country's relations with the U.S. have been strained in recent years. This is due to disagreements over Syria, Turkey's purchase of Russian missile defense systems, and other issues. Turkey is facing a dilemma. It is unsure whether a Trump or Harris presidency would be more beneficial. Trump has been critical of Turkey's leadership. However, he has also shown a willingness to work with President Recep Tayyip Erdogan. Harris, on the other hand, is seen as more predictable. However, she is also expected to be tougher on Turkey on issues such as human rights and democracy. Turkey is trying to avoid taking sides in the U.S. election. It is engaging in quiet diplomacy with both campaigns. Ankara is hoping to build bridges and protect its interests, regardless of who wins. Section 6. The view from Ankara. Erdogan's calculated silence. President Erdogan has remained remarkably silent on the U.S. election. This is in stark contrast to his previous outspokenness on international affairs. Erdogan's silence is a calculated move. He is trying to avoid antagonizing either candidate. Erdogan has had a tumultuous relationship with Trump. They have clashed publicly on several occasions. However, they have also managed to maintain a working relationship. Erdogan is likely unsure whether he can replicate this dynamic with Harris. Erdogan's silence is also a reflection of Turkey's delicate position. The country is facing multiple challenges. These include a struggling economy, tensions with its neighbors, and the ongoing conflict in Syria. Erdogan is focused on navigating these challenges. He is trying to avoid any unnecessary distractions. The U.S. election is one such distraction. Erdogan is content to let the process play out. He will deal with the winner after November. Section 7. A new dawn with Harris. A potential Harris administration offers both opportunities and challenges for Turkey. On the one hand, Harris is a known entity. She is a seasoned politician with a deep understanding of foreign policy. This could lead to a more predictable and stable relationship between the U.S. and Turkey. Furthermore, Harris has pledged to prioritize diplomacy and multilateralism. This could create a more constructive environment for addressing shared challenges. These include the Syrian conflict, the fight against terrorism, and regional stability. However, there are also potential points of friction. Harris is a vocal critic of Turkey's human rights record. She has also expressed concerns about Erdogan's increasingly authoritarian tendencies. This could lead to tensions between the two countries. Moreover, Harris is likely to be more supportive of Turkey's traditional rivals in the region. These include Greece, Cyprus, and the Kurds. This could further complicate Ankara's regional calculations. Section 8. The stakes for Turkey. Weighing the possibilities. The 2024 U.S. election presents Turkey with a complex set of calculations. The stakes are high. The outcome of the election will have a significant impact on Turkey's foreign policy and its regional standing. A Trump victory would likely lead to a continuation of the status quo. The relationship between the two countries would remain transactional and unpredictable. However, Erdogan may be able to leverage his personal relationship with Trump to secure concessions. A Harris victory, on the other hand, would usher in a new era. The relationship would likely become more stable and predictable. However, it would also be more demanding. Harris is expected to press Turkey on issues such as human rights and democratic reforms. Ultimately, Turkey is hoping for a U.S. administration that is supportive of its interests. Ankara wants a partner that will help it address its security concerns and promote regional stability. Whether Trump or Harris can fulfill this role remains to be seen. Section 9. Beyond the ballot box. The Middle East's uncertain future. The 2024 U.S. election is a watershed moment for the Middle East. The region is at a crossroads. It is grappling with multiple challenges. These include ongoing conflicts, political instability, and economic uncertainty. The next U.S. president will inherit a complex and volatile region. They will face difficult choices. These choices will have far-reaching consequences. They will impact the lives of millions of people. The U.S. has a long and complicated history in the Middle East. It has been both a force for good and for ill. The next 4 years will be crucial in determining the trajectory of U.S.-Middle East relations. The people of the Middle East are looking for leadership. They are hoping for a U.S. president who will listen to their concerns. They want a president who will work with them to build a more peaceful and prosperous future. Section 10. The World Watches. A pivotal moment for U.S. foreign policy. The 2024 U.S. election is being closely watched around the world. The U.S. remains the world's sole superpower. Its foreign policy decisions have global implications. The next U.S. president will face a range of foreign policy challenges. These include the rise of China, the threat of climate change, and the proliferation of nuclear weapons. How the U.S. chooses to engage with the world will have a profound impact on the 21st century. The world is looking to the U.S. for leadership. It is hoping for a U.S. president who will champion democracy, human rights, and the rule of law. It is also hoping for a president who will work collaboratively with other nations to address shared challenges. The 2024 U.S. election is a pivotal moment. It is an opportunity for the U.S. to reaffirm its commitment to global leadership. It is also a chance for the U.S. to chart a new course in its foreign policy. Section 10. The World Watches. A pivotal moment for U.S. foreign policy. The 2024 U.S. election is being closely watched around the world. The U.S. remains the world's sole superpower. Its foreign policy decisions have global implications. The next U.S. president will face a range of foreign policy challenges. These include the rise of China, the threat of climate change, and the proliferation of nuclear weapons. How the U.S. chooses to engage with the world will have a profound impact on the 21st century. The world is looking to the U.S. for leadership. It is hoping for a U.S. president who will champion democracy, human rights, and the rule of law. It is also hoping for a president who will work collaboratively with other nations to address shared challenges. The 2024 U.S. election is a pivotal moment. It is an opportunity for the U.S. to reaffirm its commitment to global leadership. It is also a chance for the U.S. to chart a new course in its foreign policy. Section 11. The Road Ahead. Challenges and Opportunities. The Middle East stands at a crossroads. It is a region of immense potential. However, it is also plagued by conflict, instability, and authoritarianism. The 2024 U.S. election will have a significant impact on the region. The next U.S. president will face a daunting array of challenges. However, they will also have opportunities to make a positive difference. Success in the Middle East will require a nuanced and sophisticated approach. There are no easy answers. The U.S. must be willing to engage with all actors in the region, even those it disagrees with. The U.S. must also be prepared to invest in diplomacy, development, and humanitarian assistance. Military force should be a last resort. The goal should be to create a more peaceful, stable, and prosperous Middle East. The road ahead will be difficult. However, with wise leadership and a commitment to engagement, the U.S. can help the Middle East realize its full potential.